Do you know who the true mastermind in Genshin Impact is? I am talking about someone who might be behind almost every major event in Nod-Krai. Someone who may be the reason we met Columbina and Zibai. Someone who may have had a hand in the destruction of the Hydro Throne. Someone who could be connected to the foundation of the Abyss Order. Someone who may have influenced the destruction of Khaenri'ah, and even the creation of the new Khaenri'ah. Someone who might be the reason Skirk arrived in Teyvat. And that someone is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. Vedrfolnir is the older brother of Dainsleif and one of the Five Sinners of Khaenri'ah. Before the Cataclysm, he was not seen as a villain. He was actually one of the most respected people in Khaenri'ah. He was one of 6 great individuals who carried the hopes of their nation. Alongside Hroptatyr, he was one of the most trusted members of King Irmin's council. Vedrfolnir had the ability to see the future. His prophecies were said to never be wrong. Sertalagi himself stated that Vedrfolnir's visions were always accurate. Even Dainsleif believed that if he and the other 5 sinners had worked together, they could have stopped the disaster that shook the foundation of the world. But that did not happen. Instead, the 5 sinners gave in to the temptation of the Abyss and gained a dangerous power that could threaten all of Teyvat. When the gods attacked Khaenri'ah, Vedrfolnir did not rush to protect his nation. Because of this, Dainsleif cut ties with his own brother. Now the question is this: if Vedrfolnir could see the future, then did he already know that Khaenri'ah would fall? And if he knew, why did he let it happen? After meeting the traveler's sibling, King Irmin began experimenting with the Abyss. He wanted to control it. That decision eventually led to the destruction of Khaenri'ah. However, it is very likely that Vedrfolnir saw the Traveler Twin spaceship arriving in Teyvat. If he could see the future, then he would have known about their arrival long before anyone else. What if he influenced King Irmin to summon the twin? Irmin later ordered the Universitas Magistrorum to monitor the spaceship. This could have also been part of Vedrfolnir's plan. Vedrfolnir knew about Rerir and Tholindis and the secrets they shared. It seems that he slowly planted doubts in Rerir's mind about his relationship. Then, at the most critical moment, when Sertalagi, Reindatyr, Hroptatyr, and Rerir attacked the king's palace under Dainsleif's leadership, Vedrfolnir convinced Rerir to go to the Universitas Magistrorum instead. That single decision changed everything. Rerir became a sinner. And because of that, many of the events in Nod-Krai were set into motion. Nod-Krai exists because of him. If Vedrfolnir had not interfered, many things might never have happened. Columbina might not have been born. The Frostmoon Scions might have continued their blood sacrifice rituals. Nod-Krai could have been completely consumed by abyssal monsters and corruption. The real Frostmoon might never have entered Teyvat's false sky. Zibai might still be trapped within the false moon. Deltori might never have obtained the Trilunar Authority, and the burning of Irminsul might not have happened. When you look at it this way, it starts to feel less like coincidence and more like careful planning. It also appears that Vedrfolnir has the ability to speak directly into people's minds. He convinced Roland that what happened to Khaenri'ah was the ultimate injustice and pushed him toward the Abyss. Roland and Rerir later became leaders of the Wild Hunt. The Wild Hunt was seen by Varka through Barbeloth's scryglass. Because of this vision, Varka left Mondstadt. If Varka had stayed in Mondstadt, things could have gone very differently. When Dvalin attacked Mondstadt, Varka would have fought him. However, Varka does not have the ability to purify abyssal corruption. That means Dvalin might have been sealed by Venti instead of being cleansed. Because Varka was away, the Traveler became the hero of Mondstadt and purified Dvalin's corruption. A single chain of events changed the beginning of our journey. The famous prophecy of Fontaine stated that all people with sin would be drowned and dissolved, and only the Hydro Archon would remain, weeping on her throne. That prophecy was seen by Vedrfolnir. He recorded it on a stone slate. That is how the people of Fontaine learned about their supposed fate. Because of this prophecy, Focalors hid herself inside the Oratrice and spent 500 years collecting Indemnitium. She gathered enough energy to destroy the Hydro Throne itself. If Vedrfolnir had never revealed that prophecy, would Fontaine's story have unfolded the same way? Vedrfolnir also asked Sertology to find a disciple somewhere in the universe and bring them to Teyvat. That disciple was Skirk. Skirk has a very rare constitution. She can coexist with the Abyss without being destroyed by it. This is extremely unusual because the Abyss normally corrupts or destroys everything it touches. Even though Skirk prefers not to involve herself too much, she has already played a major role in Teyvat's story. Now she has been ordered to find Sodervoinen, the Voyager. Again, this all traces back to Vedrfolnir. One of Vedrfolnir's most important actions involves Clothar of the Alberic clan, the same clan that Kaya comes from. Clothar fell in love with a woman from Mondstadt, and they had a son named Caribert. When the cataclysm happened, Clothar, being pure-blooded, received the curse of immortality. His half-blooded son, however, was turned into a hilichurl. Desperate to save his son, Clothar met the traveler's sibling. Together, they entered a hidden sanctuary. There, they encountered Vedrfolnir in the form of a levitating crystal wrapped in chains. Vedrfolnir granted Clothar the power of the Abyss. Caribert eventually regained his speech and awareness. Amazed by this miracle, Clothar abandoned the Seven and founded the Abyss Order in worship of Vedrfolnir. Caribert later became the Loom of Fate, a device capable of weaving new ley lines. With this power, the traveler's sibling hopes to restore Khaenri'ah. All of this began with Vedrfolnir's intervention. When we look at all these events together, it becomes difficult to believe that they are just coincidences. Vedrfolnir's influence appears in the fall of Khaenri'ah, the creation of the Abyss Order, the prophecy of Fontaine, the events of Nod-Krai, the arrival of Skirk, and even the traveler's rise as Mondstadt's hero. He does not rule a nation. He does not fight openly. Instead, he sees the future and gently pushes people in certain directions. It almost feels like he is writing the story from behind the scenes. But here's the most important question. If Vedrfolnir can see through time, then what about Istaroth, the Shade of Time? Why is she silent while all of this is happening? Is she opposing him? Or are they both guiding Teyvat toward the same ending? If you made it this far, thank you for watching. This theory changes the way we look at Genshin's entire story. Instead of seeing random disasters and coincidences, we start to see a pattern. We start to see a possible architect behind everything. But this is still a theory. So now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Vedrfolnir is truly the mastermind of Teyvat? Or do you think there is someone even higher controlling him from the shadows? Write your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more Genshin lore analysis. We are going to keep digging into Nod-Krai, the Abyss, the Moon, and everything connected to the end of Teyvat's story. And until the next video, stay curious.